Free and Kira Live, the voice of passionate action, bringing fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom for today's shifting paradigm. Now, it is your moment to open your mind, relax into your body and spirit as we explore the greater meaning of your now experience. Bringing wisdom, laughter, and clarity, here are Shri and Kira.
Namaste, beloved ones, and welcome to Shri and Kira Live, the voice of passionate action. I am wisdom teacher Shri Ramka.
And I am Master Lady Kira Ra, having the honor of sitting right here next to my beautiful husband on this amazing summer day from Tosa Blue Mountain. Remind, free mind, choice time.
Yes.
This is a magnificent moment. We are in an experience of expansion and contraction. Shri and I are literally standing in the intersection of myth and lore, as are you right now. What happened here yesterday, the live ensoulment that got recorded by accident that you're going to be seeing, the show ahead is a big one. So snuggle in. We have a show for you. And before I even share any more, Shri, how do those phone lines get filled up? I already see people calling in, but let's get that number out there.
Hey, we want to say welcome to all of you that are tuned in, whether you are catching us over at BBS Radio or Oneness Talk Radio stream to Facebook and other places. And, of course, official Shri and Kira YouTube, where lots of chat and a big community is hugging each other and saying hello, welcome. And you can give us a ring. Remember, we welcome your calls at 888. What is that? 627-600.
There it is.
888-627-6008.
And write that down, because if it's busy, it means all the lines are full. So jump in there. And, of course, over at Oneness, 517-208-1500. Again, that's 517-208-1500. And, Shri, I really... So much is happening right now. It's like, I think we have to begin, for those of you that have been tuning in every week, and for those of you that have not been, quick recap. This all started a week ago Saturday. Mm-hmm. So a week ago from yesterday's Saturday, when, as we shared on last week's Shri and Kira Live, we had spent all day Saturday in the incredible Kanyar district with our beloved Kanyari family that's expanding with every time we get together. It's so beautiful. And we spent all day with them. That next day, Shri and I were called up to the top of the mountain very, very early. We had a lot of powerful things happening, including an ensoulment that you will get to see today that took us all week to really bring forward so many of the pieces from it. And then that Sunday night, we had the fire. We had the week, which I think we're all going to start diving into in a moment. And then we had yesterday, the day where, in absolute perfection with everything else that unfolded, the Kanyari came to the Temple of Light and brought with them more of the grandmothers, more of the elders, to get even more verification and deeper authentication of everything that we have been sharing.
Yeah, it was truly a delight and an honor to witness one of these indigenous people. And this was an elder grandmother who came and looked and said, "Oh, this is a library.
Or this is the ancient writing." You know, and everything we've known, but to have somebody know it, from right here.
The other thing I delighted in, for those of you that have been here, remember that giant rock that
alien skull?
That we needed a ladder to get up to the top. Right. She crawled right up the side.
They jumped right up. There was no ladder. They were just like boom, boom, boom.
She got right up there, is looking in, and she's saying, "Okay, it's a map." And they were so excited and so delighted that we had seen so much of what they're seeing, and that the synchronicity and the alignment of the recognitions was so powerful. Now, one of the reasons we share this with you is we are at the time of reunion, reunification, and uplevel. This time on our planet is one where we cannot exclude anyone. However, everyone has choice. And therein is the difference. You cannot make a person wake up. You cannot make you try that with a teenager? You can't make them wake up. But what you can do is hold your presence.
Right.
And you can find and be attracted to and join with those who are also holding presence. And then together we create a field of positivity. Together we truly are better. And together we shepherd this era And this is the time that's upon us. Let go of the dogma, let go of what it's supposed to look like, and tune in.
You
right
know,
here.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, exactly, Sri, because I want to, let's dive in, okay? Because what you're saying, Sri, I think we first have to, let's once again connect with the 2021 flow of time, okay? This is really important right now because if you look to the left, you see where the little January JAN is. So you see that beautiful, that was the first of the concentric energies. Remember that 2021 is the year of 12 distinct concentric energies and this adaptation to our spiral time through concentric dimensionality, which is holding open this massive torus field of 0 point energy. So in January, you see the eye in the middle? Well, if you were tracing that January side with your finger, when you get to the middle, now go and pick up the February piece of that. That is why this is so important. The January and February are forming the first infinite spiral of this concentric dimensionality. Breathe that in. You don't even have to understand it. If it feels like it's something that's outside, it's okay. What's important to remember or recognize is that right now, we are in a moment of expansion or contraction. And all last week, it was really quite beautiful. There was so much that happened last week. And for Sri and I, and the overlay of the work that we offer, and we're so blessed to have been the carriers of for so many years now, everything keeps up leveling so dramatically, so quickly. And with all of these new conjunctions, all of these new intersections. And is it any wonder that right now in this January, February intersection, you see that? This is like expansion, contraction, remind, free mind. They're all working together. They're actually holding it together to keep each other spinning so that the absolute divine center of conscious creation can be in the 0 point center. That's where you're being called, or you wouldn't be called to this show. So the first thing you need to know is that you are not crazy. You are not alone. There are more beings like you than you are aware of, and welcome. Mm-hmm. The other thing you need to know is if you're here to just do whatever you want, to expand your consciousness, then thank you for offering yourself this moment for whatever reason and connecting with a community. Sri and I, everything we offer is the unified stream of all of us. Together we are better. We have the blessing of living here at Tosa Blue Mountain. And these past 7 days, the rainbow bridge that has been anchored between the Kanyari and between the Tosa Blue Mountain Temple of Light has taken what happened at the Throne of Illumination last Sunday and validated it to the nth degree. To the nth degree. And so what we have done with the help of our amazing Bria Rose, she's like our biographer. She's with us, like she's there on every one of these experiences, right? She's the one behind the camera and doing a lot of the organizing of the scenes and things. Well, she put together a video for you this week that we're going to share a little closer. Anyway, you'll see, because it literally catalogs the past week, including that the minute we came home from the Kanyari experience last Saturday and that we had been on the sacred land, that we were up on the Cerro Nario, which is the ancient, wise keeping hill of the Nario, which predate the Kanyari, which is back into cosmic tradition. That energy came home with Sri and I, went up to the Throne of Illumination Sunday morning, and things activated so brightly that by Sunday night, we were being threatened by fire. And you're going to see video of that for the first time as well. We're sharing this with you because look at your week. What we have transited this week has been like a microcosm of what's happening energetically on the planet right now.
Yeah. Oftentimes we're so romanced by the content of our experience that we fail to fully discern the energetics that are allowing that content to manifest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be with that for a second. It's easy to get entranced by your emotions and by the events.
Yeah.
And when we begin to become the witness of the witnesser who is entranced, when you can watch yourself being entranced, is what I'm saying, the freedom comes and the recognition comes that there are energies afoot that once you can see them, you now have the capacity to be with and command them with greater joy and ease. When you don't see something that is influencing you, you are a subject of that energy. However, you instinctively respond to it. But when you can see it, think of the freedom that arises.
And wow, I'm losing my breath. Breathe that in, because remember, I'm just going to do a quick flash by of the Ascendant numerology. Okay, here I'm just going to flash you the Ascendant numerology, and here's why. We're right out here, guys. Right now, we're in this. See this infinite loop. See that outer infinite? Remember that we bounced into this month at our second chakra. This month is all about balance and second chakra creation and healing a lot of wounds. And then we went right up to the throat, where we bounced out to the infinite, where we bounced back out again, where we are bouncing now. Our throat has in it right now all of this energy of our creation, our high heart, and our truth sitting out in this glorious field of creation. If you look over at the clock, we're literally sitting there between that E and R and the 0. And we are getting ready during an illuminated new moon on February 11th. We are getting ready to dive back in, but we're not diving all the way in, baby. We are only diving into the high heart. So everything right now is conspiring for your ascended presence to respond, and everything is conspiring to help you not see it and to do what it can to cloud it. And it's coming together in fascinating ways. And part of what happened this week that I'm so still whelmed. Like I try not to be shocked anymore, but you guys that are with us on Monday Magic know that I'm usually like the kid in the little go-kart going, oh my God, look what, put a quarter in, let's go, because that's what it feels like. We're at this moment where it's so phenomenal. Why are we wasting time with minutia? I mean, why are we BSing around? Why are we playing ego games when we could be doing so much more? And that was so shown to us this week. Shri and I have been, for whatever reason, we were forced back into a deeper realm of illusion, very fourth dimensional, and we normally don't play there. We just, because our ego doesn't need to be stroked. And so we normally don't play there. And it's been a fabulous journey of really seeing how beautiful beings are trapping themselves. And to just know that there's nothing you can say, that at the end of the day, all you can do is pray that your interaction with them did offer a seed, that at some point in the future, maybe not even this lifetime, but that at some point that seed will help that one remember the blue jewel of their own heart. And the fact that it happened this past week was so profound for Shri and I, because we really, it gave us such a gift of looking at so many things and of remembering something that for me, I have to say, was a basic, and I bow before it. Learn the lesson. None of us should be waiting for someone else to do the work we are capable of doing. And I want you to breathe that in, because you want to talk about motivated. Baby, put me in a cannon and shoot me out. I am there on fire. Boom, boom, boom. There is no reason for you to be waiting for anyone. Do you realize that? I realized that was victim mentality.
Well,
I was like, oh, holy shit, right? It hit, and it was so great. That's the gift of mastery. It's not the ego going, oh my God, it's going, oh, this is a massive, amazing moment,
but
right?
What you're pointing out is the subtle layers of the egoic filter.
Exactly.
It's obvious and easy to find the big selfish, bruised ego stuff, And
it's everywhere.
But as we grow, our ego also gets more refined.
Right.
And as we mature, we have more emotional maturity, more life experience, where our operating comfort zone is much wider, but there's still some boundary stuff.
Yep.
Still some egoic permissions required to hold the comfort.
Right.
and so one of them could be, that don't rock the boat. My status
Baby.
quo is okay. I don't really have to go and do anything more. Now, there's a difference between being in acceptance and being passionately acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can be in my passion, and it has nothing to do with acceptance or judgment about what's going on. I'm just in alignment with what my heart is ignited around. And what Kira's describing.
You say that like it's so simple. I'm just in alignment, like, okay, Shri, we bow, we know, right? That's the big thing, right? How do you stay there? How do you get there?
But one of the things, which is why I choose these words, until we can gain a language to even look at ourselves, it's hard to give ourselves permission to shift.
Right.
Because if we're, hey, I spent decades being the old-fashioned coach saying, get off your butt, go to work, do this, I don't care if it hurts, do it,
That was pre-K.
That was the old style of self-talk,
that was not the man
right?
I married, nor would I have.
But do you relate? Don't we go through these stages where we're trying to motivate and push ourselves? You don't have to push.
You just have to be. Right? And I am giggling because I know Shri and I, please do not infer this as tongue-in-cheek or anything, because it's not. But here's what happened is I want to put up now for you the up-level calendar. So let's pay attention to this one now too. So look at the up-level calendar. There it is, right? Through great presence, you find beauty. The blessing of that one phenomenal quote is such a reminder that when we are living in an energy field of sincerely owning our mastery, we unlock the beauty in everything. It does not mean that it is justified. It does not mean that we have given it our energy. It does not mean it does not have its balance. But what it means is that you are able to find the beauty in the all because of the great presence you carry. And February is a month of choice. And we are in that remind, free mind, Mercury retrograde that came in actually on the 30th, one of the first months, actually first month ever since I have had the blessing of calling in ascended numerology that I've ever seen this, ever, in any cycle. And it's because of that, your second chakra balance. And that's why the Wednesdays, look at the Wednesdays. They are the open portals of this month. The 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th are all profound moments. This Wednesday especially, because it is the moment where we are coming into that illuminated new moon. So once again this week, make a note, join us for Soul Mirrors. Be there when we open up that gate of this illuminated new moon, because it is on that date when all of this creation energy, this moment, all of it right now, we have been out in the void and we're coming back in an illuminated new moon, which means we're coming back in awake to what we are claiming in the void. We're not wandering aimlessly. We are consciously creating from the infinite well. And that's all coming in to the high heart. Well, that high heart is the ascended heart. It is that equilateral cross of perfect balance as two infinity symbols. And the first two are the January, February, and the March, April is what's going to be stabilizing it. And this takes my breath away, Shri, because we were called, before this information was even around, I have to give all credit to Shri. You knew that this was the year that Avesa had to be re-up-leveled, it had to be expanded, that the things you and I have been learning over the past year that we have been perfecting, that we had to bring it to the world. And look at the timing. And that it's on the 13th. It's right after. So here we are. We're still going to be in that high heart when Avesa is all about the ignition of the high heart. I mean, it's just mind-blowing to me.
Well, and let me speak to this, especially
Please
for
do.
those of you that aren't tuned in to what we're offering.
Then tune in.
There are so many people that enjoy energy healing or want to be energy healers.
Or know about energy healing.
And the most popular form of that is with Reiki.
Right.
And that's
when we met, we were both Reiki masters.
And that's a good place to start for many folks. However, Avesa is aligned with the ascension energy, an ascended consciousness, and the ascended heart. The difference between Avesa and any other energy modality out there is it came in at that as its base level, and it goes up from there. Yeah. Whereas other modalities, and believe me, I have studied them. I spent the...
He has the certificates to prove
all
it.
throughout the 1990s.
I framed them all when we got married.
I studied them all, and they're beautiful. However, the level of consciousness that they are effective at is more foundational with density and mass consciousness, which is why they gained wide acceptance.
And why they need to be out there. They're bridge modalities.
They serve, but they serve within a zone of consciousness.
Exactly.
And we are at the cusp of this new, beautiful new earth. This
Chalice.
New, it is. We need energy modalities that can bridge the fifth dimensional, seventh dimensional, ninth dimensional frequencies. Avesa does that. And so the Avesa balancing, which is the place you start, offers two fundamental things to the practitioner. One is it helps, and virtually guaranteed, that your client or your family, whoever's receiving this balancing from you, will experience the ascended state of being. That's one thing that is universal about Avesa, is the ascended state of being, that peace and that capacity to manifest miracles. That leads to the next thing, is the miracle manifestation technique that you employ during the balancing.
And we're going to be up-leveling that with you.
This helps seed the energy field of your clients so they can start attracting to themselves their dream, that which they were meant to manifest. So consider that in this one balancing technique, your client, because you're experiencing it too as the practitioner,
right?
Experience the ascended state of being and bring into reality rather than dreamland that which is meant to be manifested. You learn how to manifest miracles. And there's the capacity, which we're also going to be teaching you, how to send this energy out at a distance to assist people that you're not in person with. So this is a fabulous, and believe me, it is a fabulous, powerful energy modality that you can learn in a couple of weekends with us coming up here in February.
This Saturday, the 13th, which you've got to love, Shri, that of course we had to launch this on the number 13, which is the ascended numerological system of the ancient magi, the cosmic Esina, our universal soul code. It is a moment, wow, do you hear that? Do you hear that? It is a moment that we have waited for. And it's like the trumpets are heralding, it is that moment. So it times so perfectly with everything that's happening right now.
So go to shriandkira.com.
Yeah, really.
There's more there.
There is more there because I want to share that last week, going back to how everything unveiled. So you're going to see this ensoulment live. Shri, unbeknownst to me, certainly was videoing. I knew he was talking to me. I didn't know he was videoing me. You will see all of this from Tosa Blue Mountain. You will also hear Alexander explain this very piece right here. This is actually a piece from the top, like this is a facade around the top of the temple. And he actually recognized the writing and shared with us how this all worked and how it all came together. We knew it was a facade piece. We didn't know it was actually writing, and his mom and him actually identified this. And you'll see them talking about that in the video as well. And all through the week after, and I will share with you that during this transmission when I was sharing, and you're going to see what Shri is talking about, it was an orb, and we first shared this with our beautiful miracle team yesterday, and I want to thank you all for your ignition because yesterday afternoon was miraculous, and you're going to see that today. There was an orb that appeared and started showing me a lot of things, and it said that it was this cosmic Isis energy. And all through the week, from last Sunday all the way up until yesterday, and I first only started really sharing with Shri about it Friday night in anticipation of Alexander coming on Saturday, I had heard then the Shield of Zodkil. Because when it showed itself to me, it was the same color scheme. It was very much the same colors, and I'm still trying to finish drawing it exactly as it was shown to me. And this beautiful cosmic Isis energy that inspired and kept saying Shield of Zodkil, Shield of Zodkil, Shield of Zodkil, it took me all week to really be with, until it was some peak moments that were like, why is this happening? And why is this in front of us kind of thing happened? And so I finally on Thursday started hunting and found outdated links at our own website. I found how many times this has been out there. And then I finally secured in my own archives on my own computer the true original, from which I was told, now complete it. And I began that on Friday. And Friday I got halfway through. I got through to page 5, and I was already so overwhelmed and so blown away, I stopped. And Saturday morning, right before our miracle team, which was yesterday, which was the day that the Kanyari were coming back, the closing, the sealing of the week before, I shared with Shri that when I had been up, and I shared it with our miracle team yesterday, during our ceremony up on Cerro Nario, which is the Nario are the ancient wisdom keepers that predate the Kanyari. These are the ones that they believe have these were the cosmic beings. I saw this huge face that had no ethnicity at all, but it was this profound face in what seemed to be like, I don't know, concentric circles of light that hit me in my heart. And even now I'm breathing better, but it literally had me through the week, heart to throat. And it was very hard for me to communicate. I couldn't be on email much. And it was a week where I was being demanded upon, and I just couldn't do it. And yesterday, when that all came together, when those two unified, the energy of this moment right now birthed the shield. And I want to show it to you because it is the medicine journey. And that's the wrong slide. Forgive me. I do not know. There it is. Nope. Well, okay. The 5 bodies are here. We knew about the 5 bodies. Shri, help me. There's the one that actually has this one right here, sweetheart. That's the one I want. Okay, so we found the right slide. This is the one. There it is.
Okay, so hang on a second. I'll get that on the camera.
All right, forgive me. So let's go back to live while you do that. So I want to share this with you because it's been in front of us the whole time. There it is. Archangel Zadkiel has been showing up at Monday Night Magic. We have been in this Living an Ascended Life series. And when on Thursday I found the original and I started putting this together, but heard wait till Friday to begin and then wait till Saturday to finish, what was so obviously shared with me, what I'm sharing with you, is that they said as the convergence of time, as the first infinite spiral is anchored, which is the January, February, there will now be these 11, call them bonus ensoulments, that they are calling in because of the rapid up level of time compression, and that these are like coming in to meet the ones that we're doing on Monday Magic, to meet the ones that we're going to be doing in April. They're showing me how we're leapfrogging time, and that this ensoulment is the one that will take us through it all. And this is the ensoulment called the Shield of Zodkil. And what came out of this, what I saw when that Isis came together, I saw it when the Isis was first shown to me, and you'll hear me talking about it today, was the ignition, the unification of the shield with the medicine bodies. This is the Kanyari, the Nario, the cosmic medicine journey of the soul that ignites our consciousness. It is the 5 bodies of our expanded ascended presence, and they are the ignited cross of perfect balance as the medicine shield of the heart. And we're good. So I wanted to share that with you because that's why we're beginning Saturday. That's what we're in right now. And if you go to ShriAnkira.com, and I really invite you to do so, right on our homepage, we have posted the complete ensoulment. And if you really don't want to take a lot of time, then at the very least, read pages 6 through 9. But what I will share with you is contained in pages 1 through 5 is such great, vast wisdom that Bria Rose wove it into the film you're going to watch today. Today's film is sincerely part of the show. You are going to be wanting to watch the entire film.
So the way you're going to find that is right in the center of our homepage. There's a little block that says articles, and you'll see it there. You click on that, and it'll take you right into it. And please give
into
yourself
the article,
a gift.
Not the film. The film's during the show today. I was confused by what you just said. I'm sorry, Shri.
Yeah, no, we want to share with you all of the communication.
Read the PDF. Through. It is so, and really take time with it, because this one rocked our world, and it talks about freedom and entrapment and the virus. And we are going to be talking about all of that in the second half of the show because it demands its own second half of the show. And so we're going to be weaving your calls through both halves of the show. So, Sri, do we want to welcome some people right now, or should
sure.
we continue? Let's
We can
do
always
that.
do that.
So let's go ahead. We're going to go over to, looks like Oneness Talk Radio is where we're going to begin right now. And Sri, we do have a hand raised. Would you like to start there?
Okie dokie.
All righty. It looks like we have a hand in Cleveland. Namaste, Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for taking me. Namaste, beloved Sri and Kira.
Namaste. Namaste. You had a hand raised. That means I want to talk to Sri. Yeah.
I do. I'm like, Sri, please help me understand what's going on with my left hand wrist. I've changed a new mouse, and I'm trying to adjust how I sit with the computer, but it's still hurting so much, and I'm thinking there's got to be something metaphysical.
Yeah. So your left hand is your dominant hand?
Right hand.
But
I'm mousing with both because the right one hurts too.
okay, well, hang on. Just your left hand is the one that's got the most pain, but you're mousing with the right hand.
With both. She's mousing with both hands because her right hand hurts too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it hurts in the shoulder. The right hand hurts in the shoulder, so I switched to the left hand, which is,
Okay.
I've had to teach myself to do left.
So, therein is part of your gift right now as you're learning some balance.
Yeah.
And so let's celebrate that for a moment. If we are able to engage our work in the world bilaterally, what we're saying is we're going to be bringing in a greater balance into our experience. So that's a congratulations. That's a celebration, even though it was prompted by some pain. The other thing to keep in mind is the body uses pain to call attention to that which is needing love and that which is emerging. Yeah. And so what's emerging for you is this greater balance. So let's anchor on that. Let's celebrate that. And, yes. And the other thing is the balance between the part of you that is active with your old knowings versus active with what is yet to be fully known. So consider for a moment the purpose of a void, the purpose of the unknown, which is the future for the most part, is that we have the capacity to be with the future rather than rely on the old ways to push us forward. And therein is this balance between the left and right hand, because the hands are how we deploy our work in the world, are they not? This is how we're engaging the world. And so am I leaning into my divine feminine, my trust in the universe, or am I leaning into the skills that I learned in the past? And then if your attitude is, I want to use the skills I learned in the past, but I insist that it goes through the feminine's going to rebel a little bit. So play with this for a moment, because the balance of the way in which we engage the future is what's in front of you. Yeah. And I gave you one little sliver of information there about, can you engage the future with divine trust, or are we engaging thinking there's only one way to move forward?
Well, I want to first of all, sweetheart, thank you for that. And we're going to go ahead and put you back on mute because, Sri, that is like the best tee up for what's happening right now. I want to read this quote from Archangel Zadkiel.
Okay.
Okay, so here it is. Let's bring our hands to our heart. And this quote is from that ensoulment that's right there that you can find on our homepage. This is from the Shield of Archangel Zadkiel. Your entire existence is at a moment of divine choice.
Yes.
Do you choose freedom, or do you choose entrapment? Freedom or entrapment? And I want y'all to really breathe that in, because this entire freedom or entrapment conversation that Zodkil so eloquently presents is so mind-blowing, so challenging, so potent, that it's saying in this Mercury retrograde remind, free mind, you are going to be in what I want to call the conscious choice zone on so many levels at so many times that you cannot keep consciously making the same decision. You are going to have to be it. And Monica, your hands, your shoulders, everything around you is screaming, shut down. If anyone ever needed a vacation, it's you. And I'm just sharing that you have way too much on your plate. And that if I could write you a cosmic prescription right now, it would be take a week for you. And I mean, no doing anything for anybody else, doing what you want to do, waking up when you want to wake up, going to bed when you want to go to bed, eating what you want to eat, dressing what you want to wear, doing what you want to do. And in that, and it would include no computer, which I know for you might not feel like a vacation. And so in that 1 week, you would discover the truth of who you are. And I'm encouraging all of you to take the Monica Challenge, because that's what I'm going to call it, the Monica Challenge. And so I want you all to think about taking a Monica Challenge. And if you can't take it for a week, take it for a weekend. And if you can't take it for a weekend, take it for 6 hours. Give yourself the gift of a vacation from all of it. The world right now, the entrapment, and look at the way the virus is supporting this. And the virus that Archangel Zadkiel talks about is so complex that we will be talking to you about it after the break. We want to dedicate the second half of the show to this because very controversial. But the virus that's in form right now, when we look at our third dimensional presence, is getting creative, right? We came in a second chakra energy in February about how to keep you isolated, about how to disconnect you even more. And the more that we keep saying yes to not connecting with who we are, the more that we keep saying yes to finding our identity through those that have the right words. Without this, and I mean we're given as much of this as we can on air, and that's why this community is so important. But without this, we forget very quickly that is the essence of why we are here.
Well, and there's an anchorship that comes through the physical interaction.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we're more and more bound in the photos and the pictures in our head. We're more and more disconnected. This isn't to say the physical rules. It's just part of the foundation of your health.
And this is why all of you made such a difference. You know, thank you again. The beautiful fundraising effort that we did with Dr. Lorena Vintimilla, that when we raised the money and bought all of those tablets for the hospital, those people that were dying alone in COVID wards without being able to even say goodbye to their families started getting better. Because Lorena could be there and they could see and talk to their families who were just on the other side of the wall. And knowing they were there, the death rates got better, or the people who did not die improved dramatically. This is how important it is that we do not disconnect, that we put our hands into the soil. You know, we just said goodbye this afternoon to another beautiful guest who was here with us for the past week at Tosa Blue Mountain. And I really want to start a before and after picture board out. I think I really do. Just something fun. The incredible upliftment that happens, putting your hands in the soil, breathing. You're in a COVID-free zone here at Tosa. The opportunity to really say yes to who you are, to fill the chalice. We are all filling our chalice right now. That's why Shri and I, from the minute this all started, we expanded the show to 2 hours. This is our Sunday service when we all come together in our fellowship of the fact that consciousness is giving us the gift of being here now, fully awake, aware, and ready and able to support each other. The ego dance has plenty of players, and it's very robust and it's very well fed. And so awesome, really awesome. You know, as Archangel Zadkiel says, do it well. Yet don't take it personally when you can't interface. And as masters learn, and as the Cosmic Essence shares so well in the Lost Books of the Essene, right? You cannot speak to those who cannot hear you. When someone is asleep, all you can do is tuck them in. And when someone is drowsy, all you can do is be you around them. It is the awake that can support the awakening. And together we are that gift. Yes. And this week in February, when we are all still out here in this infinite presence, whether you know it or not, and we have been taking all of this energy of our second chakra and our creative birthing balance, our energy of our ascended heart, our high heart, 9 energy, that high heart, and a heap and help and dose of honesty, not just a onesie, a twosie. 2 heap and help and doses of our throat chakra with a double dose of infinite presence is saying you cannot keep pretending. Mm-hmm. And what Shri and I noticed last week, and it's so beautiful, is that, and I know you guys are having your same experience of it, let us know about it when we talk to you on the phone, of watching those who are really, they're like they have stars and beautiful jewels around them that are really saying yes to that beautiful, expansion, right? This freedom energy, this beautiful energy that this moment that this retrograde was calling forward, that is propelling us to this 11th where we're going to pop it all into our high heart, right? And then there are those that, because this energy is so strong, because your presence is getting so much more robust, because your field is becoming so much more anchored in your divine enlightenment, in that balanced masculine feminine as we get closer to the equinox, right? That's going to cause those that are just lying, they're not going to be able to stand in the face of the truth. And it will be easily seen. And as a master, love them for revealing who they are. Do not engage them as they are. Mm-hmm. Because that you cannot rationalize with one who is not in that energy field. They are in the energy of the ego. And in the energy of the ego plays by its own rules. The ego will bend the rules. The ego will create the rules. And the ego will swear by them. And that's okay. That's its world, but you don't have to play there.
So remember, we talked earlier about how when we begin to see the energies that are flowing, then the content becomes less empowered. It's still there. You have experiences, but it's less empowered. Consider a person who is driven by and dominated by the lens of the ego. The content is everything. And now these energies of higher frequency, the energies of ascended love come in, and it's actually
it's intimidating.
It's intimidating. It's frightening to the ego. So
because the ego has to look at itself.
So the ego will use content as the excuse to separate away from you or the energy. So don't get hung up on the rationale, because the ego's motive is to use content to justify anchoring its position.
And that's awesome. And as Archangel Zadkiel always says, and if that is really what you want, then go in and do it well. And we met some masters this week.
Well, absolutely.
We really did.
And they were wanting to have masterful content, badminton.
And we said no.
So we're not going to play there.
I don't play there.
Anyway, but I offer this discernment to you because oftentimes we get caught by surprise that we're actually with a person or institution that's operating at a frequency that no longer is truly compatible with you, and they're going to throw their content up, and you will be, it's kind of the knee-jerk reaction. You're going to be invited to play ball.
Or not.
And do you really want to do that?
No, there it is. Right? I mean, there it is.
And there's your choice point.
And so that's what's happening right now. February is the month of choice. And the 5 medicines, and I do want to show you those, because all 5 of the medicines, all of the bodies, all of the medicine bodies are in front of us now, and they are saying, look, these 5 bodies form the cross of perfect balance, and in the middle is the 5th, the medicine of consciousness, which keeps them in that spin. And when our consciousness shrinks, then our cross is no longer balanced. Then we flow out of balance. We are at the moment right now where the medicine of the physical body, the medicine of the emotional body, the medicine of the mental body, and the medicine of the spiritual body are all saying, I am here, I am ready, I am open, guide me. And that ignites that medicine of consciousness. And I want you to bring a hand to your heart, and I want to read you this beautiful quote. Again, Archangel Zadkiel coming on strong right now. What if you chose to believe that everything in your world was perfect, as is, right now? What if you implicitly trusted your inner guidance system to produce the words and actions needed in any situation you found yourself? What if every moment was guided by the one who truly loved you? And go ahead and take in a breath.
Let's take another breath.
Yeah.
All beliefs are choices. And when Zodkil's inviting you to make a choice that's aligned with heart, that's aligned with truth, it's an opportunity for expansion.
In every way. And this is the gift of the moment that we are in right now. We are in this expanding consciousness, and we are conscious of it. Remember that we have not attained this before. We are all co-creating this. Miracles are happening every day. Literally, I'm probably gonna mess this up a little bit, but many of you know, years and years, another lifetime ago, I was a very, very, very successful CEO. And one of the things during that time was, when you were doing a lot of your driving, you had your motivational tapes in your car.
Yep.
And I liked the masters, the old guys. I was Earl Nightingale and Dale Carnegie. And one of my favorites was the Acres of Diamonds story. And I know I'm not going to paraphrase it properly, but I can't even tell you how many times that story was in my heart. And it was about this man who had lived on this property for years and had been told there were diamonds there, and he had dug everywhere and he had looked everywhere and there were no diamonds to be found, and forget it. And so he had all these rocks up on his mantle, and he's just like, I just found all this junk and whatever. And so he sold his house. And the people that bought this property went out, and on the very first day, it was kind of a, hey honey, what's this? And it turned out that all those funny rocks on his mantle, all those rocks that were strewn all over the entire property were diamonds. They were right there. And they were in front of him the entire time. And it turned out, and this was like a true story, this was somewhere in Africa, and it turned out to be like acres and acres and acres of diamonds. And what I love so much about that story was not only that it really helped me always remember to stay really close, pay attention, harvest the jewels everywhere. But lately, Sri and I are living that story. We purchased this place from people that we found out later had been trying to bulldoze the archaeological site because somebody told them that there was gold up there. And that it was one of the gentlemen who now works for us who went up there, would go up there at night and try to save it because he was going to topple one of the big, beautiful stones. They eventually sold it to us in literal near ruins. The plants were unhappy. The house was unlivable.
Everything was dying.
We had to have 3 months repairs before we could even move in. Everything. There was nothing. I mean, it was just dying. It was sad. And I remember the first time I hugged the corner of the house, I cried with the house, and then the house showed me itself now. We literally have these acres of diamonds. And we were able to move here with the wisdom to hear it and go beyond what it looked like on the outside.
Right.
And that is such a moment that we are in right now. This ensoulment that we're going to be talking about right after we show you this film, we're going to put up the PDF, and there's a couple things we're going to share with you, because one of the points Archangel Zadkiel makes is that oftentimes it is your entrapment that may feel like freedom, and your actual true freedom that feels like entrapment. It's really a call to consciousness. And it's a moment that is calling us all to remember in ways we have not remembered before. And so, Sri, I think we should prepare everyone to receive the energy that's happening in this film.
Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to share is that there's a lot going on. We've already touched on a lot of topics.
So much.
And the one thing before we move into what's coming up here in this sharing is one time early on, when I was communicating with Archangel Zadkiel, Zodkil said to me, the Kira, the one that is bringing forward this connection is more valuable than all the gold on your planet. And it touched me so deeply, because not only did this angelic master affirm my beloved in that way, it helped me let go of the definition of what is gold. Material worth has little value if we have no spiritual consciousness. And spiritual consciousness does not require material worth. Therein is the advanced paradox. So as we redefine what is golden, what are radiances and diamonds, we begin to delight in an ordinary rock or a common weed as much as we delight in an orchid or a piece of diamond or gold. Everything has radiance. And that spiritual truth and those that hold that vibration are indeed valuable because they provide us with the stimulation and support to move forward in our own path of enlightenment.
So imagine all of us on the front line together. Imagine that. I do all the time.
Yes. So this little film that's coming up, boy, I really don't know what all to prep you on. We're moving from...
it's the whole week. So what
the
it
whole
is,
week, yes.
it literally starts with last Saturday, a week ago Saturday, which would have been January 30th. So there's a little bit in there about when we went up to Cerro Nario, which was where the big vision happened, the big turtle mountain there. And that is in here moving us through to Sunday when the first visions came in and the cosmic Isis came through, the fire, moving through the week, moving through the return where everything came forward with Archangel Zadkiel, the miracle team ceremony yesterday morning that ignited the return to the abode of the warriors and that unification that happened yesterday afternoon that bring us right here with you right now. When we come back from this film, we will all be in the same space to continue this journey together and to take it to a level of extraordinary clarity and understanding and creation. This month, right now, February, you are the alchemical transformer of the law of instantaneous manifestation. In this moment right now, if you let your ego relax all the way, if you can dive into this virus knowledge that we have been gifted through this ensoulment and say yes to who you are the alchemical transformer. The gold is everywhere. It's everything. Remember that abundance has nothing to do with your state of spiritual experience. Abundance is your birthright. You are always abundant. The question is, how are you calling forward that abundance? The law of instantaneous manifestation is like your own little genie lamp, only it never expires and there's no ulterior motive, which is why it works. And so we wanted to catch you up on the energies of this week because we are all co-creating this, opening this container. And we are soaring into this 11th energy when that infinite spiral starts really moving. So maybe just a deep Avesa breath. And we will be enjoying this film with you.
All right. Here we go.
So this was the site of the war between the Inca and the Cañari, and that's why there's all the bones and everything here. And he was saying over here, and then over there also were battle sites where there's just massive graves and lots of bones and evidence of the war. is an activator of great.
Said all space and time intersects?
Across the world, all space and time intersects here. That we are sitting in an intersection, and that this right here, this is more than we even thought it was. It's the throne of this cosmic Isis, who is this beautiful, it's like a red, see, and then I'm seeing so much at once. It's like it's like they're showing me all of the cosmologies and everything's in like pictographs, but then it's like coming together, and I keep seeing the same thing. Remember when we were given the 4 symbols and we were given that cross? It's that, remember we were given the chalice, and it's like the chalice and the quarterstaff, that's all coming together now. We have to pull that out. We have it, I know we have it. That's why we still have it. But they're showing you the cross. And it's like on the shield of Zodkil, that, only they're showing it to me in these colors, and then they're showing me this pinhole in the middle of it. And when I trace the pinhole, when I try to stay there, then the cross starts becoming like it flashes, and it becomes every color, but always with this gold emanation. Across the world, all space and time converges here. Welcome to the center. It's almost like I'm raising a shield around it right now. Like they're almost showing me a future moment where, for whatever reason, it had to be or where it's been. Maybe what we've done is we've unlocked that. I'm asking them to show me more. I keep using the mantra of self-ascension because it just is what keeps igniting this deeper. They're telling me to keep my eyes closed because of this attunement. I feel right this part of my head, right here. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm looking out between the fields of creation, like I'm in the middle of 2 fields of energy. That's the only way I can describe it. Like I'm looking through this thin strata.
Como un mapa.
Sí, este es un mapa. Un mapa y signos de comunicación son todos,
Eso.
todo esto.
Espejos de agua para observación estelar.
Esto es escritura de los antepasados. Sí.
Ya.
Sí, esta es la escritura, la forma de comunicación que tenía, el lenguaje de los antiguos. Todos estos son signos, un lenguaje, un mapa, un estudio de la comunicación.
Es cañari, porque el Inca tiene otra forma de trabajar. La forma es de los cañaris.
¿Sí ve? Aquí el significado, mira, esto es casi una mano de un bebé. Mano de un bebé, de un niño.
Los cañaris.
So, ellos ponen sus dedos,
Sí,
sus dedos aquí.
claro. Mira, esto mismo.
Pero acá hay un punto que...
Debe estar medido exactamente.
Mira acá este marco. Aquí hay otro, mami, venga a ver. Aquí sí hay es un mapa. Mira esta columna.
Mira
Sigan.
todo esto.
Canales y para ir organizando.
Esto es escritura. Pues esto es escritura.
Un plano. Para diseñar.
Posible un plano para
finalidad.
Ajá.
Cabeza clarita. Sí. Ni un cuerpo. Sí, creo esto. Ajá.
Esta es la cabeza de la serpiente.
Los tiempos. De acuerdo, cambios climáticos, tiempos de diferentes tiempos. La memoria en el tiempo. Es como un calendario.
Es calendario posible, ya. Es una parte de una pared grande, creo.
Nación de estos animales.
¿Sí ves?
Ajá.
Los dedos.
Sí.
Acá y su cabeza en esta. And then
claro.
de volar y sentarse y mira. And then la energía sube
Sí.
su columna. Esta es mi experiencia después cañar. And el gran arquitecto dice a mí, es importante recuerdo, tú es luz. Siempre recuerdo.
Sí, exactamente igual arriba. Y yo pienso todo el mundo.
El agua es para un ritual, mira, así.
Exactamente, sí.
Un canal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excelente.
Because not only do you have the obvious canal, look,
Yeah.
you see the very top?
La piedra.
See the piedra? Esto es cortar. No es natural. Es evidencia. Esto es un canal. Yo pienso es una estructura and it's desintegrada.
Esa piedra no es común acá en vez en altura, ¿no?
Yeah, no, and it's interesante porque the otra has unas estrellas. Es muchas. Es diferente. It's like it was, como se melted.
Porque hay una en el río, donde estábamos para la parte de atrás, hay unas rocas así, pero son meteoritos.
Meteorites. Meteorito. De espacio.
Pero esta es una diferente energía, porque tienes energía cósmica.
This is the moment of the greatest healing potentiality we have ever had. That is what WWA Global is. It is healing the heart of humanity through the integration of the divine feminine, because the heart of humanity cannot heal without the acceptance of the divine feminine. It absolutely isn't going to happen. That's why this is just so important, because we are at that moment right now. And this is your opportunity to say yes in ways you have never said yes before. So what inside of you is tender and still saying, let me be with you until I can smile?
Will you recognize that as a divine being who is whole, you cannot be penetrated by any form of illness? Illness is a call to wholeness.
And this is the Avesa model. This is the energy of the modern shaman, the healer, the Essie-Na in the modern robes. This is our moment. Breathe and welcome. Wow. We were sitting here, I've just been sitting here with my coffee going, what a week. What a week. And thank you, Bria Rose. I love that video was 11 minutes and 33 seconds. My heart just is all over that. And thank all of you. I'm feeling your heart. I'm feeling our collective heart right now, and it feels pretty extraordinary. So thank you for that journey, and thank you for breathing with us right now, because everything that we're about to share is being shared at the moment it was meant to be shared. And in order to do that, I first want to welcome everyone back. Those of you that have been holding on over at 517-208-1500, keep holding. We're going to get to you right away. I know we've got people also holding on over at 888-627-6008.
And you can
get
call.
in. I think we've got a line over there, so get in the queue because we're going to be getting to you, and we want to hear from you. Talk to us about your week. And, I do want to quick say that seeing the fire again, and I didn't realize that Bria had, or maybe that was probably Jeanette who got the film of it, but seeing Mother Maria, that's our Maria Hill. She's at the beginning of our 44 Bhutanese flags. It's so beautiful. It was like you saw the radiance that you knew everything was going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. No, there was this serenity that came forward, this trust in the divine.
And that's the word. Trust. I mean, divine's the word too, right? You guys, you have my...
These are good words.
You guys have my crown chakra going again. Wow, big crown chakra moment. How fabulous is that? Yeah. I'm loving it.
So one of the things that it reminds me each time we connect with our friends, the Kanyari, is that there is indeed
our brothers.
A balancing energy. And yes, they are our family.
Right, they are our family, absolutely.
And that balancing energy between the wisdom that has been grounded in a deep tradition that has not been forgotten, together with the unification of the trust in the cosmic, intersects right here in our Earth walk. And that both are important parts of that spiral, that infinite connection.
Absolutely.
And we are delighted.
Whew, taking a breath. I had to take a breath on that, Shri. I'm sorry. I just had to take in a breath. That really got me.
Yeah. And then what's coming up next weekend on the 13th with the Avesa balancing and the Avesa training, which is truly...
From the Atlantean Healing Chamber.
Yes.
From our private healing room, where those of you who come and make appointments to be with us in person, we are bringing to you, it's like literally giving you the blessing of this temple. I mean, it's so exciting.
Well, we will be in the temple. We will be in the healing room together.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the first time ever.
And this is an initiatory experience.
Yeah.
It's not just something you learn with your brain. We will be demonstrating, we will be transmitting the energy, and you will get to experience yourself on the table.
And all of the beautiful ones who are living with us here at Tosa Blue Mountain will be part of that. You will be part of the community that will be working and seeing this so that you have really strong connection to the energy. And that's bringing me to the PDF. So I want to share with all of you again that please go to shriankira.com right now. And when you get to our homepage and you scroll, you will be finding right there in the middle, you'll find this wonderful PDF. It'll be listed, the Shield of Zodkil. And when you arrive there, read the preamble. We're not even going to talk about that on the air, but it will just start putting more and more of this together for you. Where I want to share with you right now is that on page 1, something that Archangel Zadkiel says, and I want you to bring your hand to your heart and just really feel this, especially after you just saw about how important yesterday in that unified field of the warrior and the temple. And this is from this ensoulment. Did you know that to continue on this journey, that to have been on this journey, that to say yes to this journey demands that you have the molecular energy of the warrior? And we say, beloved one, let go of the definition of the word warrior. Indeed, we utilize this phrase, this word, this palabra, as it is the only word in your vocabulary that can explain one who has commitment to the journey. And I think we all just, as you're demonstrating, Shri, I think we all just need to have a hand on our heart right now, taking a deep breath, because this is a hello. We have had the blessing of discussing steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust.
Exactly.
And why is that so important? Because that is the framework of support that allows, that ignites your energy field to sustain the Taurus energy that assists you to hold that 0 point energy field in the center that keeps your mastery presence here. And that is so vital. And it's like we're being called to right now. It's like we're being told, we hear you. Yeah. It's really, to me, like the message received, right?
Well, and I want to continue with another little bit of sharing from Archangel Zadkiel on this, because Zodkil continues, a warrior has commitment to their journey, do they not?
Oh, yeah.
A warrior must continue. If a warrior hesitates, if a warrior stops, if a warrior turns and runs, there is no way for the warrior to continue. When the warrior says, I cannot continue, then indeed the energy for which the warrior has committed loses momentum and loses a portion of its ability to be.
I want you to breathe that in, because there it is. Together we are better. Together we are better. It is only the ego that stops that which your deepest dreams are ready to manifest. It is only that part within, and this is not about beating yourself up. This is not about going, oh, bad ego. No, this is about loving yourself enough to lift up into a fifth dimensional field of perception, because remember, your perception is your reality till you break out of the fifth dimension. But when you're in a fifth dimensional field of perception, your love vibration raises you so high that the frequency that releases judgment enters, and that's when we break free of perception and lift into our mastery presence. That is the gift. That is the gift. And so this is really profound information. And again, please go to ShriandKara.com, read the entire PDF. The first 5 pages are profound. But we're going to skip right ahead right now, and we're going to go to the bottom of page 5, where Archangel Zadkiel, and this is what we were talking about in the first part of the show, Zodkil starts talking about this virus. And before we share more about this, I do want to remind you that for those of you that are already with us on Monday nights, this is familiar, right? This is what we do. We dive and unlock the keys to these ensoulments, and you have them in front of you, and we're really, receiving this gift and this energy that I know I'm feeling right now with this community. This bonus ensoulment is so profound that we feel obligated to offer as much as we can to you during this show right now to receive this. And if any of this touches you, join us every Monday night. Get in. Right now, we are living an ascended life. As we mentioned earlier, because we were in concentric dimensionality, what has happened is that we all chose, and it was just in what had just been shared, we all chose to be in this timeline right now. We are consciously here by conscious choice. And if you didn't know that, it's why you are listening to this show. Because somewhere inside you, you do know that. You know that. Breathe that in. So deep within the knowing that we are consciously here together right now, it means every single being we're aligning with, every single being we're consciously interfacing with, we are at moments of mastery choices, especially in the month of February. And as we are coming together in our mastery right now, there is an absolute, I don't know the word you want to use for it, Shri. I don't want to use the word assault, but there's an absolute, let's just say that, remember we talked about, expansion or contraction, or, remind, free mind. Those 4 are dancing a lot right now. And when this ensoulment, when all of the ensoulments that Shri and I first seeded into the planet came through, we were told to do nothing other than preserve them exactly as they came in. And what we now know is that we are here now because they were preceded should we all arrive here, and for when we would all arrive here, because of course all the infinite possibilities have always been. So here we are. And so notice the timing as we begin this sharing. You might want to bring your hand to your heart. You could even close your eyes as my beloved Sri Ramka offers you this information.
So Zodkil continues. What is the virus we speak of? We wish to offer this to you so that you may understand, and then we wish to offer to you my shield, thy shield, as a great gift for those who choose to receive it. Beloved ones, great glorious angels of divine light and illumination, through the Tulean expression, and at the moment of the divine decisions, there were, indeed, many we shall use a word only for you to understand. There were many self-destruct devices put in place that were intended to prevent reunification and to create an entrapment energy.
Your entire existence is at a moment of divine choice. Do you choose freedom or do you choose entrapment? Freedom or entrapment? You may say, well, but of course I choose freedom. Why would anyone choose entrapment?
We say it is not as simple as the human brain may want to see. It is indeed much more, because these energies are brothers to each other. These energies gaze into their eyes and see the same thing. These energies are birthed of the same mother. These energies are so similar that it is only in our offering to you of the words of your planet that we can begin to assist thee to see the discernment.
Freedom or entrapment? Entrapment feels like freedom when one is initially entrapped. And freedom can feel like entrapment when one initially feels freedom. This is the discernment of the Divine One, to recognize that within your own glorious molecular structure is indeed the recognition that to be preoccupied with this illusionary experience in all of its glorious beauty, to be concerned, or let us say organized, around a central unit of hate or of anger or distrust, are all entrapment energies. Many in your world right now are celebrating because their anger has found a way to be celebrated. Many in your world now organize against warriors of crystalline light because they challenge their entrapment attitude.
Entrapped beings of light will want to be, let us say, reassured. And we seek a word here to offer you a word, coddled. This is an interesting word because they wish to be coddled in their discomfort. It's okay. I agree with you. Yes, you can. Yes, it's another. It's them. It's us. It's whatever. These are entrapment energies because they limit the expansion of light.
Now breathe that in. We're going to stop right there. I want you to breathe that in. As you're breathing that in, that is also what I like to lovingly refer to as Archangel Zadkiel 101, Partners in Pain. If you do not know what we're talking about, please read our book, Sacred Union, The Journey Home. It is anywhere you want to buy a book, it's there. It's been out there forever, and there's a reason it keeps being out there. When we say yes to our partners in pain, we say no to our freedom, because we acquiesce and agree to stay at a level that keeps us comfortable in our pain, in a level that allows us to adapt to our pain and be able to navigate it. It robs us of the eternal dream because we settle for the dream that gives us the comfort and security of the perception. And so these are, as Archangel Zadkiel is saying right here, these are entrapment energies because they limit the expansion of light. And Zodkil says, look, they entrap you with, look at this glorious planet. Oh, look at your beautiful body. Why would you ever want to leave this? Why would you ever want to go? Stay here. You want flesh. You want earth. You want all this. You must do everything to stay. Dig in. Build a shelter. Be afraid, be here. These are entrapment energies, and they are the brother of freedom because they do feel as if they are free. There is a freedom in your entrapment. When you really dig into the entrapment, you are free to really, and Zodkil has always said it well, if you're going to do it, then dig in. And this is what we mentioned earlier. These are the propellers. So then what is freedom, right? Well, here's what they're saying. Go ahead. Let's hear it. Shri.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom is the recognition to lay aside the egoic filter and the attachments, to lay all of it aside, and to see, feel, and experience crystalline light in all expressions. In your world now, there is a great movement to entrap. This is what we refer to as the virus.
Now let's breathe that in. Because what I am so loving about there is this, I love how they say this movement to entrap, which is what we call the virus. Well, this is what we were talking about in the first part of the show. The virus is entrapping you into the fear, the digging in, the shelter, the freaking out, the disconnect.
The densifying energy.
It's saying entrap, and then you're so afraid you actually contract that which you are trying not to. Yeah. Consciousness is actually the greatest protection from any virus. And you've got to just love that this ensoulment is releasing right now everything that it's talking about, especially in this February retrograde energy of remind, free mind. Archangel Zadkiel has come forward and said, I will give you my shield, which contains the blue jewel of the heart of your enlightened, enlightened being. And it's like, I know you're down there on the front line. This is like Krishna coming in on the chariot. This is, I will give you, here it is. And all you have to do is say thank you and let the ego go play wherever it wants to play while you start having the extraordinary blessing while you still have a body of form of being able to honestly navigate in more than one dimension, thereby being able to really hold your arms and love one through everything as you love yourself. And, I will share that last week on, I believe it was on Friday. I can't, me in linear time, right, guys? It might have been on Friday. It was right around the time I was working with the Shield of Zodkil. I sent a really love note to someone that I really love, that my heart understands they're on their journey. And even as a spiritual teacher and years of mastery, wisdom, discernment, there's always that moment of, I really wish it would have been different. And the knowing that it could be at any time, and that when that time happens, if that time happens, that is the celebration. And then to honor that moment with the honoring of myself, loving myself enough to go into that field of creation and harvest the jewel of the service, of the gift, of the action. We all play our roles perfectly. So when we own that, every interaction brings us out into another beautiful field of empowered presence. And this time when I walked out into the field, what I saw was a council. And I saw who was on it. And I saw what we were forming. And I saw how we were coming together. And it was so right. And it was so robust that all I could do was just say thank you throughout the universe. And to know that that frequency will find the hearts of those that are ready to really receive. And when we trust that is that quote from Zodkil earlier. That is also what protects us from the virus. Because in that moment, when we have let go, as Archangel Zadkiel said here, when you just let it all go, what you've really done is picked up the crystalline sword or the crystalline spear of your divine creative nature, wielding the shield of the divine 5 medicines unified into the presence of mastery. That is who you are. That is the medicine journey of the heart. What is this year about? This entire year is about healing the heart of humanity. And the heartbeat of Avesa, of Avesa, takes us into that blue jewel of the heart, which is right there in the center of the shield, which ignites us all. What a gift. Yeah. What a gift. And this PDF has it all there. if we let ourselves go deeper, because we're going to go deeper with it right now. You ready? You want to breathe in and relax? Should we take a caller first and then go deeper? Or you want to go? Let's take a caller. We're going to take a caller
Let's talk
first.
to some folks.
How are you guys doing with this? We'll come back to this one. So where are we going, Sri?
Well, we'll head over to BBS Radio.
All right. Hey,
and
BBS.
We've got some people standing by. So
All right.
over at BBS on line 2, we have Helena from Hawaii.
Hey, sweetheart. Namaste. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, it's our honor, honey.
I've just, my friend Cara DeFazio introduced me to your teachings, and I've just started Monday Magic with you, and this is my first call to you, and I am very grateful for all your teachings. But more than that, when I am on Monday Magic, I am experiencing some kind of encoded lighting, so that afterwards, after the class, there's something else that's happening for me on energetic level. So I thank you so much for that.
Thank you for receiving.
Yes.
I'm just bowing before you, sweetheart. You are amazing. How can we serve you today?
So in the past 6 months, I have really come into my own awakening and seen the moments of enlightenment, and have been very much living in gratitude for all of that. And I've also been told that going forward, that what I will be doing is some kind of spiritual coaching or some kind of spiritual counseling, and that I need to train a little more in order to be there. But I also have many health issues, and so I'm just wondering how how can I do that with all my health issues? Or is by healing others, would my health issues be addressed? Or how does that go? I was wondering if you can give me some reading on the next year of how I should move forward on my path of awakening.
First of all, I want you to bring your hands to your heart. And I know Sri and I are both just sitting here loving you so much. So your timing is extraordinary. Literally, when you know, this is what we're doing this year. And Sri and I have been calling out to the universe for those who want to be the coaches, for those who want to be the teachers, for those who are ready to heal the heart of humanity in however they are called. And I hope you're on the call that Sri's holding with all those interested people tonight. And so, number one, you go into your heart. And it's so funny, all your masters, and then I'm going to let Sri share, but all your masters are standing around you saying, you heal one, you heal all. And the one is you. It's like as you bring your focus into the art of healing and the ignition of the healer that you are, it's like you're going to find this beautiful, it's like I see this, it's like the ascended Kundalini, right? And I see it just like filtering through all that you are, and it's like you're suddenly standing up, and you're like me. You know, I went from virtually a wheelchair to the probably peak physical condition of my life. And so you're at that moment. It's your time. It's really your time, honey. And Sri, I'm going to let you share. So take in a breath.
And so,
there you are.
Yes, give it this for her right now.
And we love Carol. Mwah.
I want to just say that every human being, each chakra, each energy center that intersects with your physical body has a wisdom, has an environment.
Yes.
And for you, your greatest opportunities for your expansion are circulating in your heart as guided by your crown. Beautiful. So let's unwrap that just a little bit further. It's time to love yourself in a deeper, more profound way than you have in the past. This is not about fixing your body. It's about loving through the symptomology to claim your capacity as a full healer.
Yeah.
You know, when we have an affliction, that affliction is there to teach us something.
Yeah.
And sometimes that affliction is there to teach us how to surrender in a new way.
And who better to help others than the one who has lived through it themselves?
And how can you teach and how can you mentor if you have not
You have to have
experienced that? You know, those who have suffered greatly become great leaders.
It's what makes us real, right?
Yeah. And so I'm I'm wanting to help you recontextualize. As you shared earlier, I have all these things going on, all these symptoms in the body, and I will say to you, each one has a gift.
Yes.
Each one is your springboard to your full
Freedom.
capacity to serve others as a masterful influence in this life.
So breathe that in. And I got to just wrap it up with, remember that right now we are in the moment of remind or free mind. And we are also in the moment of freedom or entrapment. And you got on the show. So the miracles are around you. You've already ignited them. And I know that your heart knows where to take you next. And thank you for the blessing of meeting you today. Thank you. And we love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Mwah. Aloha. Wow, how beautiful.
Yeah, indeed,
yeah, all right,
indeed.
Shree. You want to take another caller or go back to the PDF?
No, let's go back to another caller.
Okay.
Because we got people standing by.
Oh, we got people everywhere.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Annie,
we're going to stay with BBS right now, all right?
BBS, yeah. Annie from Pennsylvania wanted to call in. She's on line 6, and we'll say hi to Annie.
Hey, Annie from Pennsylvania. Namaste, sweetheart.
Oh my gosh, namaste. Can you hear me okay?
You sound fabulous. Where are you in Pennsylvania?
Oh, yay. I am just blown away at the sister who just called in from Hawaii, who I adore Hawaii. I would love to live there one day. And I am in the process of healing my body in a big way. I've just gone through this purge, dark night of the soul for a number of times. I've gone through this, but this is a deeper level, and I do some counseling with one woman. I'm very in touch with nature and am driven into studying permaculture, and I know I'm in the seed gestating, ready to blossom, and I would love, because I honor and respect you so much and all your wisdom and teaching, to share with me anything you see for me that might help guide me at this time.
So first of all, I want you to know that as I'm connecting with you, I am literally getting flushed. Like, I don't know if you can see, like, even you see how my cheeks are getting redder. I am just like heating up. And all I keep hearing around you, and there is this massive, it's like a domed portal. It's like it's opening up from back here and going around, and it's opening up around you, and you're kind of looking up around it. And again, this heat, I'm like really like dripping sweat right now. And it just keeps saying that there is a moment coming before you where you must choose. And that in the heat of that moment, stay calm and pay attention. And they're saying that your stomach right now, and I'm feeling like kind of the higher third chakra, your stomach has been churning with this magical creation, and the heat is what's trying to explode out of you. And that as you really anchor and say yes to your heart, it's like I want to reach out and go boom. It's like, as you really reach out and you really take this and you put your heart in front of you, they're saying you will discover how powerful you are. And that the time before you, it's like they're saying you and the one before you are like sisters. It's like you're on the same journey. How do you want to take it? You're in Pennsylvania. You're on the East Coast. She's as far west as you can get. Look at the Rainbow Bridge that's opening, right? And so they're saying pay attention to what's right in front of you. So I hope you're going to be with us Saturday. I really do, because you've got a lot. Wow, breathe. As I said that, wow. Woo! Okay, so remember, you deserve this. You're ready for it. And here's the last thing I want to share with you. There is this cute little, I don't even know what this thing is, but it's like jumping up and down all excited. And it just keeps saying, if you knew it was coming, you would be so happy. So just do it. And that's what I have to say, because that's what I'm supposed to say. And I love you. You're amazing, Annie. Thank you for calling.
Oh, namaste. Thank you.
Mwah. Thank
Many,
you,
many,
sweetheart.
many blessings.
Namaste.
Yeah.
We love you. Oh, Shri, you guys rock. You're the best. And as such, I want to share a little bit more from this PDF, and then we're going to go over to Oneness Talk Radio, and then we'll jump back over to BBS, take on as many of you right now as we are able to. And so I want to go to, they talk now, Archangel Zadkiel is talking about terrorism and entrapment. And I think this is important to talk about because we have these words, we have these energies as words put in front of us all the time. And again, if you want to read the entire ensoulment, we are just going through a few things that we want you to hear. But this terrorism and entrapment and where it takes you really is, I think, the greatest key to share here today on the air.
Yeah, there's an important depth of perception that will offer a blessing to you.
And freedom!
So let's breathe in and be present to this archangelic sharing. We wish to address a powerful energy in your world now, a creation of entrapment energy that wraps around itself, around the energy of what many call freedom. It is the invention of what you call terrorism. Spiritual terrorism in your world now is at a greater momentous moment than indeed it has ever been. Spiritual terrorism entraps many through an illusion of freedom. By empowering spiritual terrorism, then in the name of so-called freedom, entrapment begins.
Taking a breath. This is all we wish to offer you on this, because only your heart can unravel this. Only your coding of crystalline light can you fully understand this. If you have already not been affected by the virus that seeks to keep you entrapped, and if you have accepted this virus as only you can accept it, that cannot invade without your knowing. So in one experience of another, know that you have accepted it. You have at some point interfaced with this virus, and it was accepted through the lofty judgment or a resistance energy that comes through a polarized experience toward another. This is how you bring the virus toward you. So look at yourself and ask right now, beloved master, ask, have I polarized toward another because I felt egoic, because I felt that my ego wasn't being catered to, because I felt wronged? Because only a master can ask themselves that question. These are the energies that are very, very, very powerful on the planet. As a spiritual warrior of divine crystalline light, this is what you must be most committed to keep asking the question, to keep noticing what you're noticing. Because in the recognition that the moment these energies come up, the moment you carry anger or hate or distrust, and then you share the anger and the hate and distrust with others, right? And then as many as you can, then you yourself, through that action, you become not only the virus, you become the giver of it. And that's really a profound insight and a powerful moment of perceptive mastery.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do want to close with one more sentence here from beloved Archangel Zadkiel. Breathe in. Beloved ones, we offer you this information to you because your entire world is at the moment of choice.
February, choice month.
Freedom or entrapment.
There it is. The two brothers are standing on the field together, and they are staring at each other. Freedom on one side, entrapment on the other. And the two brothers are staring at each other, and they're saying, how did we get here? We are brothers. How did we get here? And rather than running into each other's arms and saying, yes, we are one, they're still trying to find ways to navigate the planet. And this is why Archangel Zadkiel has given us the gift of the shield. And this is why, with all of our heart, we encourage you to go to ShriAndKira.com and to read, download, print highlight, receive, and give yourself the gift of this full ensoulment that is posted. When you get to ShriAndKara.com, there's all these fun little boxes on the homepage, and you should be checking out everything else as well, because remember, Avesa, this Saturday, February 13, live from our healing room. And I know a lot of you have already registered to do the complete year with us. And I do want to share that tonight, my beloved husband is holding that call. We had set, for all of you that had already registered and all of you that were coming forward, we are serious. We are looking for the teachers. We are looking for those that want to come forward and be the leaders and help others in the world of Avesa. And so I just want to honor you, Shri, that as we were rolling the film on everything that has happened tonight in the birth, right? We're in that birth moment. This is the week where it's all what everything that happened last week flourishes. I mean, it's just, wow, here we go. I want to honor you because you're actually kicking it off tonight. This man is tireless. He works all the time. I want him. Can I have him for a few hours, please? All right.
And just so we're clear, and those of you that are on these mastery journeys with us as we get toward the end of the year, there will be another call, another opportunity to step up and carry this work forward.
Well, and if you didn't know, you would have had to register to know already, because I don't think we put it on the website. For all of you that are registering for any one of our 3 journeys this year, I have been called that I must teach soul charting again. And so with your registration, you have an opportunity to get the entire Ascended Numerology program, both Ascended Numerology Home Study, and when I will be teaching soul charting live in November again. So really excited. That's already been added. So a lot more happening. All right, Shri, I see we've jumped over to the OTR, the Oneness Talk Radio. Where are we going, honey?
Well, we've got lots of choices
We
here.
do. So it looks like we're on to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Hey, Chapel Hill. Namaste.
Hi, Shri Kara.
Hi.
Hello, dear. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much for connecting with me today. Oh, my goodness. It's always like this buoyant joy. Like, I feel it before I connect with you guys, and I just love it. So I appreciate it deeply.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yes. I wanted to kind of talk about this week, and I'll make it short.
Right.
However, it kind of came together with the video. I felt the energy to call. My heart was speaking big, just from the e-card, and I didn't, and I waited. But after that, it like there was something that clicked. But I want to take it back to last week. It was that moment, but kind of like what you guys were sharing, it was so rubbing up against my own ego, rubbing up against all my attachments, rubbing up against everything that, I've denied, even though, like, it was highly refined, and it made really good sense to me.
Of course.
And what I realized was that all of the stuff that was going on, especially on an emotional and mental level, was created by me, and only I could stop it. And it took some really hardcore putting my foot down, not only with myself and claiming my empowerment, but also with other beings that I had been dancing with in that energy. That was rough. My stomach was flipping all week. However, I kept coming back to my center. And I have to say that the I Am discourses has helped me tremendously, going back in and starting to, like, work with my crystals again, my rods again. Not just once a week. You know what I mean? Every day.
I'm shaking my pom-poms. Yeah, Mary. Yeah, girl. Go, Mary. Go, Mary. Right on.
Yes. And I just knew this was the time to really bring it all forward. And with everything you guys are offering, thank you. It's time. It's really time. And I know I speak for so many of us that are saying yes. And so I really do bow to you guys. Like, thank you from the bottom of my eternal heart. Thank you. But to bring it full circle with what happened today, there had been, with the video you guys showed, and it brings me to Uriel, Archangel Uriel, and the healing of the ancient wounds. I had realized recently with my journals and going back through stuff, and I was like, there's something else here that I've been holding on to for a long time that I just am resistant to letting go of. And I don't know what it is, but I can touch it and it'll, like, move.
and it's very emotional. And I remember in 2018, which is me and you don't have to go there, but that was a powerful year and a moment when I could have said yes and I didn't. And during that year, there was a past life cosmic regression that I had, and I didn't realize consciously how much it shook me to my core. What I do remember, I was trying to find what I wrote about it. I can't find it, which is ironic because I have all my journals, but I cannot find it. What I do remember is this. Towards the end, I was wailing, crying, like a deep guttural cry. It doesn't make any sense to this physical embodiment. But it was like I was releasing so much emotion, and yet it was like this. I had went into this temple, and I remember looking over. This is where it ties in today. I was looking over this scene of fighting and death and turmoil, and I remember having such a moment of judgment and anger, like, why is this happening? How did we get here? Had energy. And then after that moment, it was like I went in this inner place, which it feels like my heart center. And the light was so dim that all I could do was cry because I felt like I had failed God for some reason. And I've been holding that guilt and pain and so when the video, it was a cosmic life regression, so I didn't even think it was here, but it was something that ignited inside of me when I saw that video that I just had to call. And it goes and ties into that, like releasing and healing fully the ancient wound. And then I have read the Archangel Zadkiel, the new PDF that you sent out, and it touched me there as well, because it's kind of balancing out what I'm going through and healing in my personal life as Mary, along with something that I'm healing that is so ancient and so old that I don't even consciously have words to put. I don't know.
So I want to jump in. No, baby. I'm jumping in. And here's why I'm jumping in. First of all, I want you to feel my arms all around you. I am holding you right now. I have got you. I have got you, baby. I have got you. And I know you know that. And I want you to hear this. You are witnessing on the air for this incredible community a wound that every single one of us can relate to in one way or another. And I need you to hear right now, it is not your burden to carry alone, because we are all here now. We are all standing on the field together, because not any one of us could carry what we were carrying in this concentric dimensionality when we are fully aware of the totality of that, which is the expansion of consciousness. The only way we can do this is right now saying, I've got you and I'm not letting go. And for each one of us who does that, to feel the enlightened enlightenment, the divine feminine expansion, the empowered God, goddess energy, the Shiva Shakti, the dance of the divine creation is yours. And so last week said to you, remember who you are. And you gave yourself the gift of having the courage to face that which you needed to look at, to come forward today in this sacred moment to free others to do the same. That's what this month is about. And we're doing it for each other. And I am so proud of you. And I love you with all, I love you with all my heart. I got to be touching you soon, though. You got to get down here. WWA Global. Get down here.
I've already started looking up flights.
You're here, girl. You can, let me tell you what's happening here now on site. Oh my God. We haven't even begun to talk about what happened yesterday with Alexander. Everybody who's going to be, whether you're here, whether your room is at Tosa Blue Mountain or over at our other hotel, doesn't matter. If you're here in Ecuador with us, OMG, girl, I kid you not. You got to be here. You hear me before I'm even putting it out to the rest of the world. All right, just sharing.
Much love to you.
We love you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Love you. Oh my God, Sri! Now I'm all excited about WWA even more.
Well, you got both things going on here.
Don't we, though?
When we become conscious of the amount that we have been carrying, lifetime
Right.
after lifetime,
Right.
and that it's time to just lay the burden down, to just
Share the load.
Yeah, to be able to be witnessed in that, to be able to say, "I've been carrying this," and others go, "I will hold you, I will help you," and we
Let's
can
get it
lay
done
it
together,
down.
right?
And
Easy peasy.
and that not only brings us to a place of greater strength, it brings us to a place of greater harmony, community, and power.
Wow, does it ever. Wow. Well, speaking of that, where are we going next?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got, golly, there's so many people standing by here.
I know. All right. Well, we're back over at Oneness Talk Radio, and looks like we're going up to Canada, right there, British Columbia. Hey, BC, welcome to the show.
Oh, hello.
Hi there.
Oh, thank you for taking my call.
Our pleasure.
I just wanted to say I appreciate you so much, and oh my goodness, this is quite a journey. I don't know. I'm just continuing. I'm a little confused, but I'm feeling called to myself, and I know you have really been helping me on this journey, and I would like a mini soul reading if possible.
Oh, sweetheart. How about it's our honor? Shri, did you want to start? I was feeling you. Yeah, Shri's going to begin, and then I'll jump in.
Before Kira offers you that, I wanted to acknowledge something, and two things you said touched me. One is I'm feeling called,
Yeah.
and the other is I'm confused. And I say to you, congratulations.
Yes.
To notice, yes.
Seriously, we're
And
really
this
serious.
is for everybody.
Yep.
To notice the call, even though the confusion is possibly wanting to bring you into a level of entrapment and give me some dogma, give me something that I can, my ego can depend on. The call is why we awaken.
And your mastery, and it ties right into your soul reading. Your mastery is more awake than you're giving yourself credit for.
Yes.
And it's the master who overrode the one who might not have been as, left brain attuned. But here's the gift. They keep showing me you like this. Like you've had these two lives that you've been leading for a while, but you're like right at the top. You're ready to bring the pyramid together where the light erupts and everything comes together. And all they keep saying is keep having fun. Smile more and watch how it's dancing because you're ready. You're ready for more. And the other thing they keep saying is stop doubting. You know more than you give yourself credit for.
Yes.
And so it is. I love you.
Oh my gosh, I love you guys so much.
Thank you, Angel.
Many, many blessings.
Mwah. Many blessings. Namaste. Thank you. And Shri, I love how, number one, how quickly the show goes is mind-blowing. But I love how, today it's about what, guys? Go to shriandkira.com, read the Shield of Zodkil article that has just been posted. The PDF is down. Download it, print it, look at it. Freedom or entrapment? Remind, free mind. Until February 11th, this week, we are out creating in the infinite universe. Join us Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time on Soul Mirrors at all these locations when we start igniting that illuminated new moon that's going to jettison this Thursday night. And if you're not part of Monday Magic, you need to be. Get there.
Yeah. So much going on, so many opportunities. Make some choices, take some action, and trust that dismissible voice inside that doesn't get the airtime that the other voices get, because that one is connected to where you want to go.
In every way. We love you.
So I want to say thank you for those of you over at BBS Radio that have been holding. Thank you for those of you on this Talk Radio that have been holding.
Call Tuesday night, Soul Mirrors.
Call in early, and we will keep connecting. And until we have the joy of being with you live, coming up Tuesday, take a deep breath. Enjoy your divine connection on the breath as it activates your ascended heart. And may you trust that all is truly well. Namaste, beloveds.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week. Namaste.